Hi, and greetings from the University of Houston. I'm Dr. Tiffany Davis, and I'm a faculty member in the College of Education's Department of Educational Leadership and Policy Studies. It's no secret that we are in an unprecedented global health crisis that has presented significant challenges to our routines, to our businesses, and to our overall lives. However, as you're watching this video, my hope is that you're at home safe, healthy, and optimistic about the strength of our collective resilience. I recently wrote a book chapter about how college and university administrators can maintain self-care in turbulent times, given the social justice issues of our current social and political landscape. However, there are some strategies that I shared in that chapter that have really helped sustain my own self-care during this pandemic. And today, I'd like to pass along some of those insights and assist you in the days and weeks ahead. So I guess we should begin with answering the question, what is self-care? For most of us, visions of peaceful candlelit baths, 1 hour full body massages, or vacations to tropical places immediately come to mind. However, self-care is more than just engaging in enjoyable and relaxing activities, although I firmly support these activities being a part of your self-care toolkit. But self-care is about tending to your own well-being, the overall health of your mind, your body, and your emotions. You might be thinking, Dr. Davis, how can I practice self-care? We're in the midst of a pandemic. I'm just trying to deal with everything that's happening. I cannot add one more thing to my plate. I must figure out how to work from home while also being the homeschool principal, teacher, and coach for my kids. Or you might be saying, I'm a caregiver for my family and friends, and I'm trying to be in 2 places at one time. I'm just trying to juggle everything. Or maybe you live alone and say, I'm just trying to be okay and endure this crisis on my own. Please know that I understand and I empathize with all of you. Yet these situations are even more reasons why your self-care is so important, because it's widely accepted that you cannot pour from an empty cup. So I'd like to offer 2 practical suggestions with some accompanying strategies for how you can prioritize your well-being and either develop or sustain your self-care practice during this unprecedented time. First, practice mindfulness. And number 2, stay in community with others. So let's start with mindfulness. At its core, mindfulness is about awareness. It's about being fully present. It's about being aware of where you are, what you're doing, and how you feel so that we're not overreactive or overwhelmed by what's going on around us. Practicing mindfulness really has some great benefits. It can help us to reduce stress, help manage our anxiety, and increase our relaxation so that it can boost our ability to be able to focus and concentrate throughout our day. So how do you become more aware of yourself and the choices that you need to make to ensure your self-care? It's easy. You have to check in with yourself. One of the more popular ways of doing that is through personal journaling and reflection. I encourage you to spend some time each day and write about how you're feeling. How did your day go? Reflect on some moments of joy and some expressed gratitude, but also even write about where you're struggling, because it's a natural and normal response to being in a crisis. And don't worry, it doesn't have to be anything formal. It can be simply a word, it can be a sentence, maybe you want to draw, or just produce a stream of consciousness words. Do what feels helpful for you. Another popular way to practice mindfulness is through meditation and or prayer. During this stay-at-home order, I've started giving meditation a try. I started with just 3 minutes a day using an app called Balance, and I can already notice a difference in my ability to find focus and more easily regain a sense of calm when I'm feeling frustrated or anxious. While I use this particular app, there are so many free applications for your phone and or your computers that can really guide you through this process. And lastly, there's one more way that I like to suggest for practicing mindfulness. Take advantage of any telehealth options for counseling or therapy if you're able. Having a trained professional to help you process your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions in a safe and trusting environment can be extremely helpful for embracing mindfulness and gaining an awareness of yourself. Just because we're at home doesn't mean that you have to go it alone. And this might be an attractive option for those of you who may have been a bit hesitant to walk into a counselor or therapist's office. You can connect right from the comfort of your own home. My second suggestion is to stay in community with others. I know that the official term is social distancing, but the guidelines are really about being in physical proximity to others. So physical distancing is a much better phrase. Make sure that you use this time to connect and reconnect with personal networks of support, such as your family, friends, faith communities, colleagues, or other areas and spaces that you feel a sense of home, a sense of belonging. There are numerous ways that you can stay connected too. Phone calls, text messages, video apps such as Marco Polo, snail mail, Netflix watch parties, one of my favorites. And then also social media platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and even TikTok. Connecting with others helps to avoid the negative feelings and thoughts that can come from isolation and loneliness. It can also give us a space for hope as we are able to witness the care, innovation, and goodwill that is shown to others in this challenging time. I would like to make a special note about connection via social media though. For many of us, social media does offer connection and support and of course quality entertainment. However, it's important to consider who and what you're exposed to. Does any of the content or even anyone cause additional stress, worry, or negative feelings? Or on the other hand, are there particular people or content that helps your sense of emotional, mental, and physical well-being? Consider placing boundaries around what you will and will not consume. This may include the daily news reports as well. Yes, it's important to be in the know, but it can be damaging for our self-care to constantly contend with heavy and worrisome updates. You have to find a balance that works for you. What I have found to work is to find new pages to follow that are uplifting, funny, or educational. For example, I decided to start following manicure Instagram pages and watching YouTube tutorials to successfully perform my own dip manicure for the first time at home. It was a first, and I'm super proud of myself. I focused on consuming less negative and more positive content. Just remember, the moment that something becomes stressful, it is no longer self-care, social media included. So practice mindfulness and stay in community. As the signature song of one of my favorite Disney Channel movies, High School Musical says, we're all in this together. Thanks for watching. I hope you find these two strategies doable, and please continue to take good care of yourself.